Let's talk about a few things you can plant in June. Can you believe it? It's less than 2 weeks till summer. It's not only a couple weeks away from summer, it's Saturday. And you know what we do on Saturday? We go to you and celebrate what's going on in your garden. The things you can plant in June, depending on where you're at, are the same things you can plant in July. It kind of depends on how hot you're going to get. Some of the warmer climates that were a little bit advanced as far as planting. Now Mike and Linda, they're in zone 8. Mike, Linda, I knew you were going to do amazing this year. But this garden is gorgeous. Gives us all a lot to shoot for. Thank you. I told you the next time we looked at them, these would have roots on them. But we'll be ready to put these in containers in just a couple days. And I'm going to continue to pinch off and propagate basil all summer long. Stuff we don't put in the garden, we'll put in containers. Or we'll put in pesto. You can do this too. Your spinach, your lettuce, in zone 6, 5, 4, that's perfect to plant right now. Even if you get a few warm afternoons, they should be just fine. And you got plenty of time to get a nice little harvest off all of that. Even our container lettuce starts to go to seed at some point, so you want to keep planting. So what else can we plant in June that covers just about everybody else's zone? Well, there's a little list. Hopefully what you like to eat's on that list. Let's take a look. You were with me just a couple days ago when we dug up the potatoes, and then we went ahead and planted corn. This is round 3 of the corn. I'll show you why we're doing round 3, but there's still plenty of time if you're in zone 7, 6, 5. Round 1's making ears. Round 2's growing well. And in the warmer weather of spring, most of these seeds only take a few days to germinate. So we got round 3 of the corn coming on. You definitely have time to get some more squash in. We snuck some pumpkins up against the fence. We'll see how that goes. But we took the garlic out just a couple days ago. I snuck in a few zucchini plants, a couple other little surprises. You still got plenty of time. Swiss chard is on our list for June. But we got a couple volunteers that came up, and we got some others growing down here. So we're going to companion plant with some more squash. I'm going to put one little hill of yellow, and I'm going to put one little hill of zucchini. You got time to do this. And as warm as it is, these should sprout in just a couple days. I'm going to put 4 seeds in each hill. I'm going to spread them out a little bit. Just barely push them down in there. Then lightly cover over, pat them in. I'll put 4 in this one also. Move this down here a little bit. Kind of spread them out a little bit. Just barely push them in just a little bit. That way they have good soil contact. A little bit of soil on top, pat them down. As always, just a light little bit of mulch on top. And in a couple days, we should have another couple hills of squash coming on. I had no idea that vacuuming bugs would be so cathartic to me. Well, I'll go ahead and hunt a little more in the zucchini. Let's go ahead and take a look at the folks from 4 Acres Family Homestead. Dan moved the crew from Oklahoma up to the Pacific Northwest, but he didn't leave his gardening skills behind. Dan, that looks great. Please leave a comment down below and let everybody know just how much you appreciate them sharing what's going on in their garden. This is where we get ideas. This is where we get inspiration. And this is where I get the motivation to come out here day after day and show you just what's possible in a deep mulch garden. Another really fast growing, easy plant to grow is radishes. Now we've got these radishes, they've gone to seed, and I've been asked questions about the seed pods because you can actually get more food off the seed pods than you can just getting one radish off each plant. Now these taste like radishes. Oh yeah. It's got a light little radish flavor. You can throw them into anything you're cooking. So I was asked about a recipe. I don't really have one. I just take a handful and toss it into whatever I'm cooking. Adds a nice little radish spice to it. But they'll continue to flower and make seed heads for quite a while. And 2 other really nice benefits. They produce these wonderful little flowers which brings in pollinators. But also as they drop seeds, they go ahead and make more volunteer radishes. So you're always going to have some radishes. Another thing we have growing right here, which is a good one to plant right now in June, is get in another round of beans. Get your bush beans in. Or some beets. Has anybody ever said you can't have enough beets? Well, I found something that might be really fun. Let's check this out. You know, as we approach summer, all those stores that were selling you plants earlier this spring, everything goes on sale. Now I found something I've never tried before, but I thought, shoot, let's see if it works. So if you're gonna put over 500 seeds in tape on a table for clearance, I'm probably gonna pick one up, or two. I do like the Detroit dark reds, so I went ahead and got those. And then these rainbow carrots, they're fun, so I got these too. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna plant them in this line right here. That gives us a walkway between the tomatoes. Also gives us a walkway between everything we planted earlier this year. Now, as thick as this mulch looks, it's really gotten kind of thin right here where I've been walking. So we are gonna have to come back and add some. And I'm not sure exactly how long this tape is. So just like everything else, let's just dig down the soil. We'll just move this mulch out of the way. All right, looks like we're ready to plant. Let's see what we got in these packets. I've never ever planted with seed tape before, so this is going to be interesting. Well, let's see how this works. Looks like they've got it in 2 rows here. Been counting along with me, I've got up to about 500. I'm gonna have to take their word for it. I guess let's start down at this end. I'll put a little weight on this so it doesn't blow away. Put a little weight up on this end, then we'll get the watering can. Let's see about these beets. That's just a little thicker. Just a little bit of weight on that side. All right, let me get the watering can. Now, I was toying with putting a great big W in the tape. Once you put a little water on it, it gives it good soil contact. Carrots, I like to use cardboard till they germinate. But since these are in paper, I think we're just gonna mulch over this, and we're just gonna make sure we keep these good and damp. And as warm as it is, these carrots ought to start poking up in just a few days. Now, if you have problems with slugs in your garden, we got more slugs this year than normal. We've got a ton of rain. But this stuff seems to keep them at bay. It's an iron phosphate. It's non-poisonous. It's okay around the animals. It's okay to handle. But it does a pretty good job on the slugs. You might want to check this out. This is what we do, and I put it down wherever I'm planting seeds. Anytime you're looking at anything, you're inspecting it. And if you need to run the string a couple times, don't forget to trellis. And if you've got a sucker that needs to come out, now's a good time as any. Cut and drop. You can do this too, and I invite you to become a member of this group. We're a loose-knit group of people that like to get our hands dirty and grow things that taste good. There's no commitment required. Just send in a photo now and again, let us celebrate your successes. And right now, possibilities are we continue to plant all summer long. Now, speaking of continuing to plant, and it is a long game, Barbie wanted to show us what she got by inoculating her wood chips last year with these wine cap mushrooms. With a little bit of rain and cool weather that she's had. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you, Barbie. That's incredible. Well, it's touching the ground. This guy's not very big to be supporting a pepper this big. Doesn't hurt to take your peppers off. We'll be able to cut the end off of that, and that's going to be a nice pepper. The last two on my list, and I've already got round 2 coming up real well, turnips and cucumbers. And the cucumbers grow really fast as it warms up. You still have plenty of time. This is off around 2 or 3. Sorry, I couldn't wait. You can do this too. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.